Hello, greetings. Hopefully a new title. Okay. Alright, just powering up. Hello there, greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's communication. It's been kind of a long night, but it's all good. Alright, just waiting for everybody to connect. I'm going to like 4 streams, or YouTube, Facebook. I'm not sure how much I'm getting out of Facebook, but it's going there anyway. Facebook and somewhere else. Oh yeah, Twitch and Twitter. So I'm going live everywhere. So all right, this is part of Reptilian Awareness Month. And this is probably a subject matter that some people are probably very aware of reptilian infiltration of spiritual communities. I'm not going to go into a super in-depth, but at least I'll put it out there that it does exist, and boy, does it. You can say it did infiltrate the event also to a certain degree. And I'm going to put this out there. Anybody that puts out a date, like this is going to happen on this date, and this is, you know, I wouldn't put a whole lot into any of that. It's not, they're not going to give us an exact date. I mean, of course they did with 2012, they gave us a date on that, but no, none of the world didn't happen either, so. Either way, it's just, anytime they put out a date, there's got to be something there that's not right. And if anyone's telling, you know, some of these, at least one channel I connected to or listened to, wasn't mine. It was about, you know, the sun flares is going to cause us all difficulties and all that. Come on, just, it's, whatever. As to, I don't think many have seen much of the event, at least for, I mean, within, yes, I think some people are opening up more. They're activating themselves more. So you can say that's technically the event, but it's kind of taking credit for it, but it's going to happen anyway. So I think it's a part of also bringing people together, but putting a lot into the event is probably not the best idea. And just like this whole end of the world situation, same thing. But it does have its purpose. It's not all of the end of the, you know, it does have its purpose somewhere. But I won't put a whole lot into it, let's put it that way. At least that's my perspective, at least. Other than that, but yeah, as for reptilian infiltration, yeah, it's everywhere. It's basically, from at least my perspective, for those in the spiritual community feel like they have all the answers, but don't get a whole lot of attention. That's some of that reptilian, some of that infiltration there, that we're not going to really ascend that much or ascend at all, nothing's going to happen. You can say that's part of it too, but then again, some of them are also saying this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So it's kind of not always the easiest to connect to how they're manipulating it, but they are coming at all different sides and everywhere. So not to say everything's under their control, but they try to, like, if you have disappointment during the event and you get depressed and you don't care about any of this stuff, it's all just a bunch of hoo-ha, yada yada yada, that's what they want. So for how you feel about it, it's up to you. It's all what you want to experience, of course, what matters. So, but they're trying to shut things down as much as they can, and I think they're successful to a certain degree, but of course get the spiritual community kind of fighting among each other. I know this, I know that, you don't know anything, all that nonsense. That's part of it too. So yeah, it's a wild west out there. Alright, before we go into anything further, where I want to go, I want to start first. What is that, Jake? This is a little bit late for me posting this here. I post on Facebook, but Illuminati exposed, NSA leaks, 9/11 lies. I was going to add more stuff. I didn't know what to put on the Easter eggs. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. So that was an overweight Easter bunny. So this is Easter Bunny edition is going to be on its way eventually. Oh, it's going to be a while before I can show anything, but the 4th issue is coming. So those are new to all this. This is ivanteller.com. We have, what is this? Work. I guess nothing's working. Oh well. Oh, this is working, but here we go. We have private sessions. This is a schedule. This only Friday is available at this time. Everything has been back because of work and everything. You have Google Hangout, Zoom, channeling by phone, and Skype. It's all recorded if you want it. You also have yeah, join the webinar. There's the Jake comic. There's also magic cards, the Oracle cards if you're interested in something like that. Also have the shop. It's 1 to 5 days or 1 to 10 days depending on what's going on for delivery. Spirit social, submit a question, past life regression, healing, yeah, message from initial channel consulting, 5-minute healing, special connections, Joker, K from Miguel, healing from Nielsen, her other services, and activation from Nick. Also have Patreon if you want to support the broadcast. We also have webinars, sign up here, and if you want to get kind of an inside scoop of what's going on. Try to do that weekly, maybe a little bit, I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet. We also have social network. Oh man, come on. Alien cat from Mars, yeah, jeez. Yeah, 2 flying saucers. Oh, neat. Yeah, definitely if you want to. Yeah, I didn't have time to post here today, but thank you to those that are posting on the social networks. Definitely much appreciated. Also, we have, yeah, there's something here. Oh, we have that. Look at that rabbit there. Just looks all crazy looking. So we have this thing on YouTube. There's a shooting in YouTube. I'll just go back to this. This is funnier. So yeah, that's a that bunny looks like he's up to something. I don't know about you, but he's definitely infiltrating our world for sure. If people only knew. So, all right, that's pretty funny. Oh yeah, there's a shooting in. I don't bring that stuff up, but at YouTube and the whole thing of immigration going on. And it's just one thing after the other, of course. But as we go into more of a positive timeline, I believe. Great. Okay, I'm back. Froze for a second. Great. As we go to a positive timeline, it's going to get very strange. It's hard to say if it's going to get harder or where exactly where that'll occur, but either way, we're going to more of an awakening energy. Also believe it, we're going to more of an age of awareness as for the beings that are here. Like we're going into the time of magic is what I feel. I probably should put that in the title, but I'll probably do that tomorrow instead. But as for reptilians getting involved with spiritual community, it's very much they go into the ego. At least from my experience, what I've connected with others, and basically they kind of thrive off the ego. It's like, oh yeah, they're like, Grace, yeah, you're connected to Tesla or whatever it is, and you sit on your couch eating potato chips, but you're still the smartest guy in the world. It's stuff like that. That's, a lot of souls come here to heal still, and they want to make up for what they're not doing in their life. So it's like I did all that in my past life, so I can just sit here and do nothing, whatever that's about. Reptilian infiltration can, I guess, in some of these other. It's just basically. It's we're, you know, connecting what is right for you. I believe more people are connecting to themselves and not relying so much on. There's nothing wrong with listening to channels, but not relying on it so much. It's another thing of our awakening. The idea is to connect to you, to open yourself up, which will open up things outside of us more. Now, I believe that's where we're going to, more of an energy, and these reptilian beings can't control that too much. Of course, there's other beings here that are causing it too. It's not just them, but you know, seeing how it's Reptilian Awareness Month, might as well put the finger on them. But there's other beings, or archons involved with it too. Archons basically want to control the mind, put fear around you, and take over your soul, as they have with the third dimension, basically, of fear, and put all this basically. It's like some do reincarnate through the archon energies, but not exactly manipulated by archons. Basically, that's what you call most of your third dimension, well, human here that are close to all this. That's what I believe what's going on. They don't believe in anything. They believe in religion. They believe in basically the programming that's here. You can call it sheep or whatever you want to call it. That's mostly the archon, and it's reptilian involved with it. But archon seems to be most aggressive than any of them. I think archon's more aggressive than anything. But of course, there's a positive archon energy. Also, it's not all negative, but the negative one is seen here really well. Also, yeah, there was another thing that came to mind is those that don't believe in the Illuminati. Well, you can look at this world and see all the negativity around. That's proving you right there. They're here. Just look at this place. It's a war zone. It's like, it's got Illuminati written all over. Of course, I'm not going to walk around with name tags and say, hey, this is us. They're not going to do that. But this is pretty much proving how a negative Illuminati can do to a society, basically. It can ruin it. And, you know, there shouldn't be a murder every single day, or murderers for that matter. I mean, on a more positive world, maybe every once in a while, maybe. But not our world. It's a normal. It's called life, right? That's how it's designed. So, the more you look at it galactically, the more you can. The more people just. I mean, it's like biblical times. A lot of people during biblical times weren't really ready for all this either. You know, for aliens to appear in the skies and all that. But I think we're going back to that time period. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. But we're going to more of. Like I said, a time of magic. I should write that down. Probably forget about it, but definitely a time of mysticism. Or not to say we have left it, but we're coming more of to see it more. As for when that's going to happen is, maybe I should put out a date like everybody else. It's it's going to happen from what it feels like. We're already in it already, so it's just a matter of time. But as for the reptilian forces here and archons, whatever it is, basically, I do see a new type of spiritualism opening up too, not your traditional spiritualism. It's going to become untraditional. What that means, I'm not sure exactly. It's just going to become more wild eventually. It just becomes more unconventional what you're used to. Like a tarot card reading will turn to something else. I'm not sure what. I don't think we're there yet, but it does seem like we're going to that direction eventually. It just says more of it's accepted. More people are being awakened here and there. Just don't know exactly what they're connecting to. And deceptive energies are, there's only so much they can do also. As basically, they put a time and date on anything that's going to occur. That shows you that's probably most likely deception energy there, even if it comes through a regression. I don't trust any of that. Anytime they put dates on, I mean, that's alright to have that, but it's like, come on, people. When I first heard about the event and this whole thing about cataclysms and all that nonsense, and this was last year, I just didn't want anything to do with it. So right when it started coming up, I started doing videos on it, but other than that, it's like, so you guys gonna say, it's just not right, but either way. As for our more awareness, as for spiritual, it's going to find itself going in. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to operate, but more spiritual awareness, basically more just connecting to themselves. You can say kind of like an Aleister Crowley in some regard, but without all the negative nonsense. more of the more of the positive stuff, but more kind of outrageousness. Maybe you need a negative here and there, at least some of it maybe, but more of just allowing it to open up more. Let's put it that way. More outrageous, not necessarily for the negative. Maybe this is going to be not in this lifetime. I don't know. I'm doing enough as it is, so I'm doing as outrageous as I can do it at this time. So if others want to go, it just feels like it's going to open up more from what it seems. As for when, who knows? But as for let's see, the reptilian energies here. It's basically, it goes through trolls. They're easy targets. But even some of those that are into spiritualism and do card readings aren't always aware that they're connected to something that's not so friendly. It all goes back to their egos. Like, this person is like this online, very happy, very. But then when you get to know the person, it's like, geez, it's all ego. I know everything. Blah blah blah. And not to say it's always a negative reptilian deception energy, but sometimes it is. Sometimes they're having dreams of reptilians that are not exactly positive, and it's just black projects. Maybe not always bipolar. I mean, who knows the whole deal? But you'd be surprised how many are actually there to put the brakes on all of this ascension. Let's put it that way. They're like silent. They come in very quietly. I've experienced it. I'm not gonna go into full details, but it's kind of like a silence. The silence you, basically. Let's put it that way. Like an agent in some regard. Not to say, yeah, like ones I said before, it's like not to say this person entirely negative, but there is something there that's not right. It's kind of what their hooks into or something like that. So, experiences all around. I want to name anyone that's popular or anything like that. I might go into that. I know that you'd make your own decisions on that. But there are deception energies here and there. Let's put it that way. But that doesn't mean there's not truth there. It's just that there is kind of like a. Basically, these beings want to slow down the ascension as much as possible. Now, the energy I got today was connecting to positive Illuminati. It was very magnetic. When I connected to that today, it wasn't very long, but it was enough to feel like we are going into very strange times. As for when, like I said, I don't know. But it does feel like we're bringing in more of, as we allow more of an awakening, things are going to just get, it's already odd, it's going to get more odder. Just like, it does seem like news organizations or something like that are eventually going to have to report on this stuff. But as for when it'll happen and all that, once again, I don't know. But it does seem like we're going to more of a, I've connected this before, but like the times of like Moses, I'm seeing that here and there. Not to say we're going to see the parting of the waters, but it does seem like we're going in more to that direction. If we get more of an idea of what I'm talking about. So, as I said, like when you look at those times, people weren't really ready for all this either. But not to say it's going to happen exactly like that. But you know, things are we've already seen some stuff here and there. So, as for the Great Awakening, it's going to be part of mysticism. You know, just I'm not sure how, where, or what. Once again, I keep saying it over and over again because I'm like trying to connect to it, and I'm not getting very far with it. But I want to know, I want to see it, like everybody else. But yeah, or the positive Illuminatis, they are working with us, but also we have to accept the positive within ourselves. So that's another reason why they don't exactly have the most power here, because we're not taking our own responsibility. We're waiting for somebody to save us. Not everybody, but you know, some are to a degree. Okay, nothing's going to happen. It's like things can't happen. You can't connect to a timeline where things will happen. I believe so. Even in this timeline, in this lifetime, I believe so. Just gotta give it time. It just I believe so. Just we're going through a healing phase of understanding ourselves, be able to handle the change also. I mean, are we really ready? I mean, it's not yes and no, but we don't know what's to come either. We don't know. We have an idea, but not really. But what is it that third dimension needs to experience first for your, is it better for magic to happen, and then we start to gives us more urge to awaken ourselves, like this is it, something like that. So I don't think there'd be any deception in that. There might be deceptive energies around it, but just to stop you from awakening. But for the most part, I believe it'd be a positive transition. I don't know if like a giant's going to show up somewhere. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be cool. Well, it's something weird. It does seem like it's brewing, but as for a couple of years from now, or it's hard to say, but it does seem like we're building up to that energy field of just more awareness here. That just, not just that we're alone, but just that we ourselves have power. So, who knows? I'm just going to put it out there and let it set wherever you want to, but the third dimension, the old ways of looking at things, is going to come to, well, not a halting end, but eventually it will fade itself out. So it goes through phases of letting go of its relevance and more of basically our soul. You can call it spirituality, call it soul energy, as ourselves are awakening. Our spirit energies are just, our Kundalini power is just awakening to the universe, calling out to the universe, like we're ready for transformation. And so that's something, so I believe it will be worldwide, or it'll be some kind of an event, but not one you can predict. Different type of event, but somebody take credit for, oh, I predicted that, all that nonsense, whatever. But you can say it's like, it's like event after event after event. So you can say that's connected to the event, I guess. Maybe I should title that. Just milk that title to death. Like half my videos are now the event. So, but you can say that's what I'm getting for it. I'll go into more of that tomorrow. But the deception energies here, basically, they want to just, they just wanted to deter as much as possible. They want people to be lost, confused, not believing in it, not believing in themselves. And as long as you trust yourself, trust is like, okay, I don't understand anything that's going on. At least I'll trust, ask for, ask for the higher gods or whatever, however you want to call it. And just ask for assistance, ask for knowing the truth. Help me know what's going on. It's like individually, and you'll find what you're looking for. As long as you put that intention out. So there's always going to be this and that. Attacks here and there. Of course, somebody in my position is going to get attacked. Of course, I got a big target on me. So of course I'm going to get that. It's just the way it goes, So just the way it is. As for, because I don't have all the answers, obviously, but I do know we're going, it's probably always best we don't know what's going to happen, but until it happens, but at least we're getting like kind of a gut feeling or an energy of that we're going into a more, I don't know, we'll just have to see. I'll give you an example of this too, which is coming divine. Of course, Spirit's working with me too. I don't think it's the guys I fired either. I can't fire myself. So either way, it's just a joke. I fired all my guys. I'm out of help here. Just here all by myself. No, either way. That's a bad joke. Anyway, I lost my. Oh yeah, give you I'm getting kind of the same feeling. Who knows? But years ago, I felt that I was going to connect to someone in the film industry. I don't know where I was going to come from. It just felt really strong. This is like 10 years ago or longer than that. Probably 2011 time period. Something like that. Yeah. Right at the time of my awakening, which is interesting. Yeah, because right before that, I did a computer repair here and there. And I knew a cable guy, and somebody needed help with their computer, so I went over there, and it was a blind guy, and he was connected to, he was a producer of TV shows and stuff like that. Of course, I didn't help him in the film industry whatsoever. I helped him fix his computers like scammers, but either way, I did meet somebody. I got to understand the film industry. I learned how to write scripts a lot better, that's for sure. understand the craft of writing a script and opening up a character and learn that stuff. So it worked out in that regard. Still was kind of like, man, there's a lot of shady people and that stuff. It was just I don't know. He talked a lot. He talked a lot trying to get women. That's for sure. He used that to get women. Oh, my movie's gonna get made. He used that all the time. It's great. And I'm not sure if it worked or not, but whatever. I fixed his computer, and almost had a movie made, maybe, but that was a breaking point. Almost had a movie. It's kind of like a shady movie, but at least it was something. So anyway, but either way, I had a feeling of it, and I connected to it. So as what I'm feeling with this, I don't know where it's gonna go, but it does feel that we're going to more of a time of magic, of awareness, of basically, you could say, of Agartha, for example, too. It does seem like we're going to more of that world. Like I said, how, what, I don't know, but it does seem like we're going to more of like the time of wizards and stuff like that. Little by little, that's going to trickle in. We already have that. There's already wizards out there already, or magicians that are very real and very spooky because they're so real, which is a good thing. No, if you want to put fear into that, it's fine. But I don't know. It just feels like we're going to get, I don't know, just yeah, the Cabal is trying to fight our awareness of what's here, but it's like when in the Ascension, the idea is to become more aware, and so we're going to become aware of who's pulling the strings. It's like eventually, when you get to a point, it's like, I'm ready to see all this stuff. Some are already seeing it. It's just all it takes time to to reveal itself, but it does seem like it's going to be done publicly in due time. Like a two-headed giant, I don't think that's going to happen, but that'd be neat if it did. It looks like it's going to be little things here, little by little. Basically, we're kind of like rewriting timelines also. For more, it's like, what are we allowed to have, in our awakening? It's like, what does it give us something? It does feel like we're building up to it. They're not giving me a date. One moment. August, maybe. But it's not what we think it's going to be. Like a giant wizard walking around. Yeah, August. I don't know if that whole thing with Harvey Weinstein broke off around August, but it seems like August is in. Summertime feels like it's a build-up. August seems to be, of course, I'm giving out a date once again, but that's still like very open. But it seems like the time of August, yeah, it's very open. Who knows? It seems like August is a time of change, transition. Soul awakening. A lot of souls are allowing themselves to see themselves. Basically, when you see this earth as it truly is, you'll also see yourself as you truly are also. Which makes sense. That's why making peace with yourself, not hating yourself so much. Self-love is so important. So it conquers fear, basically. Love of yourself conquers fear. Not to say it'll be perfect. Nobody's perfect. You're always gonna have something there. It's like, let's forget anything. If you see a bunch of aliens hanging around, you're gonna feel a little bit weird at first. You're adjusted to it. That's normal. But we are going to more of a galactic alliance awareness, little by little. What are we allowed to know? Not a whole lot. But it does seem like the Cabal, I mean, if there is war between us and the Cabal, that's done in astral. As for awakening energy, some of you have already experienced it. It's basically we're untangling the darkness here, and little by little we're allowed to see more and more and more. As for what happened, let's see. Immigration, let's see. One moment. I'm connected to the higher spirit right now. One moment. We're going to, yes, face many challenges, but it's all how you want to, what you want to put into that challenge. Like how much anger do you want to put to it, or just It's going to be world challenges as usual, but not what we have experienced before. It's not going to be all cut and dry or black and white either, as they can't show us everything because that is part of the test, obviously. The idea is the surprise. Surprise is how do we, going through the surprise is how we adapt. We are warning through it. So us them telling us everything, giving us dates, is probably not the best. It's not how we learn. It does have a warning energy to it, but it is not the main event. It is like the build up. Some might connect to it, possibly, but it doesn't mean everyone's going to be understanding or hearing it. Also, because some do close it, they might hear it, but they shut it down because I don't want to know yet. I want to experience it. So there's that too. Just trust your own self, trust your own instincts. Basically, that's what this is all about. It's like, yes, it's okay to rely on messages on the outside, but also do a fact check on yourself. What do you feel? It's another way of activating yourself, allow yourself to open up, because this is you're trusting yourself, and that is major here. As this reality is going to break itself down, it's all going to eventually fall apart. It takes time, of course, but as for you realize, many of you are realizing also what human problems or third dimension don't really bother you so much. Some do, but some don't. So you feel like you're on another world already. You're always watching this earth from another point of view, most likely because you are. If you cut yourself away from the timeline of fear, the timeline of gossip, and just allow yourself to ascend. It's like ascended master energies you're also connecting to. Ascended masters are also assisting you. And this whole thing about ascended masters, like everyone here is an ascended master. You come to a world that is like this. Don't think you're any less than an ascended master. Many ascended masters won't come to this world. So, yeah, you can't become an ascended master and not be a member of this planet. So, everybody here is an ascended master. It's time to take on your role of responsibility, soul responsibility. That makes perfect sense. We're all just relearning yourself. This is, so what you're finding time to be alive, because you're reactivating your soul purpose. Not to say you're, as a spiritualist, your spiritual self, you're activating your chakra. You're taking more responsibility for yourself as a galactic human, or however you want to look at it. As the earth is going to shift with your energies, as things will happen on this world, it won't let it affect you as much as others will. Emotionally, suggest that as a part of our timeline, but it's also some events need to happen. As for weather events, all has several reasons behind it. You say your Illuminati is helping out with that greatly, but also realize that it is part of an awake. It has so many purposes within it. It doesn't mean anyone's is wrong. There's always so many different agendas within everything. So what we are going into is more of a time of mental peace, a peace within the mind, so we can feel more of the high vibrations. Because we're going to be testing out the high vibrations. Some of you already have. We get used to this time of basically peace, but also just understanding why some are negative, why some act the way they do, whatever it is, with no judgment. It just it takes some time to get to that energy field of just, it's like almost like you're flying, but you're still here. It's like you're ascending basically into a higher dimension. You're not letting third dimension hold you down. It's like a balloon almost. You're just floating. And many in the third dimension are having difficulties, of course, connecting to that, because they're so used to problems. What's that problem? Surround yourself with problems. When you ascend, you have no problems really. You have more understanding. You are there to solve problems than to cause them. Problem solver. You might be looking for problems, but to solve, to give more of a your spiritual view, your higher dimensional point of view. So we're just like, yes, we are technically like unmasking ourselves, clearing ourselves, becoming more aware, self-aware. It just takes time, of course. As for the knowledge of why you are here, what is it that's within you that is holding you back from knowing? As for spiritual attacks that many are going through at this time, some of these are soul contracts that just cannot be easily broken. It is because not always that there was a negative connection in another lifetime, but also a bond to bring darkness into light. And sometimes that darkness takes a while to bring into the light. Those beings that are attacking you, all they're making themselves known. And they're not ready to be seen. Sometimes that happens. There are cases where the negative being wants to be seen. Like if you're getting attacked and all of a sudden you see it in your third dimension, it's like, what? That is a high possibility. Doesn't mean you need to see it, but there's some cases that the third dimensional line, the thickness of it is thinning. The veil that's going to forth. As the veil thins, you will see more, not just your third eye, but physically. So it's when that thins out. So it is in the process of, it's always in the process. It just, we're all just like sitting there, it's like looking at our clocks, waiting, we're ready. But that's all they're saying about that. They're not going into detail, but yeah, it is thinning out. So you just ask for it to thin out even more if you want to see something, or for humans to see. Yes, the conscious timeline of the planet, human consciousness, is preparing for it, but they can't give too much away. The negative cabal is being healed, as many of you are connected to him to unlock the earth. Many humans here are actually keys. They don't even know it. And that's true. It's in fiction too. It's like, this is the key. This person's the key to all of this. There's actually several of them here, and they have to face their own fears, or there's like a mission there all individually to face the cabal and heal it in some regard. I'm not sure exactly. That's another interesting one. Those are connected to cabal energies. They don't always know who they are, but some of them do. Is basically to shut them down, you could say. It's like something around those lines. It's they're not going to fool. It's like a lever. It's like whatever they're here to do, and I believe they're going to accomplish their mission no matter whatever it is. But that has a lot to do with us and the unveiling of the higher dimensions too. So it's kind of key master or something like that. That's one way of looking at it. It's like the play. It's like the stage play of third dimension is coming to an end. It is just getting more exciting from their point of view, at least the spirit realms. But I realize many humans are impatient. But also there's so much. There are souls here that are here to let things go, let the third dimension go, let the cabal go, something like that. It exists here apparently. You can feel them. There's like 12 of them, maybe probably more, but I'm feeling 12 at this time. Not gonna say. But as for right now, we're all going through a self-healing energy at this time. Just basically, we're still getting to know ourselves for the event, but it's not an event written in stone. Well, in spirit it is, but here it is not. It is, well, even there it's not. But as for world awakening, it is just the reveal is coming. As for alien connections too, seeing them that is part of it too, little by little. It just can't go into too much at this time. One moment. A lot of it is keeping the veil going, is entertainment, music, movies, video games. Obviously, it's keeping the veil going. Yeah, it's doing a bang up job. Politics to a certain degree. But it seems like, yeah, music, movies, books, either way, mixed together is keeping the third dimension going. It's putting ideas into the mind of third dimensional ways. If people are connected to entertainment or whatever it is, it's just like they're not really connecting to themselves. Well, if they are, but the entertainment itself, but also leads to spiritualism when they're ready. Basically, their selves are self. So they are connecting to themselves, just one part of it. So it's also a part of the veil here. But yeah, because people back in the time of Atlantis and Lemuria, yeah, they're connected to entertainment, but they're mostly connected to themselves, higher energies. Entertainment was there, but more of what their abilities were is more fascinating, actually, what they can do, and that's what we're connecting. That's what we're going back to, is more of our self-powerment. So that's another thing that, if humans here are not ready to change, it has a lot to do, or sports for that matter, whatever it is, they're holding on to. Because who's holding on to their job? I mean, some people might be, but then there's like, God, get me out of this. So, but they don't know where else to go. It's where people go to, calm down. Usually it's through some alcoholism, whatever it is. So these are the things that need to be healed for us, for the ascension to really kick in. It's basically change your point of view, your where you're thinking, of course, in time, of course. Of course, the Cabal use that to entertainment against us as a veil, basically. The theater in the mind, basically. A theater in the mind, a theater, just music. Also, it's tuning the energies to basically to be under control. As you reverse all of that, you need to connect to spiritualism, and you get into all of this. It's like, it's all weird. So it's like, oh, this is all fiction. No, it's not. It's all real. It's just you're so used to being entertained, it's hard to realize what's real because you've been entertained so much. It's all fake, and it's all true. So that's the game behind that, of course. Yeah, a lot of energies are on Hawaii. As for ascension energies, Lemuria, energies on Hawaii are just super powerful there. Not all areas, but mostly in those areas. Basically, that's where a lot of the ascension energies, positive vibrations are going. Of course, there's other places, but Hawaii seems to be part of a strong energy field too. I'm feeling it right now. So, of us going to more of a united Earth, basically, little by little. See, parts of Australia are already feeling it. Hawaii is feeling it. In California and New Mexico is under Cabal control. Of course, most of America is under Cabal control, but those areas are, especially New Mexico, Wyoming, part of it. Mexico has a lot of, it's hostile for a reason. That's where a lot of the tunnels are for the black projects and stuff like that. So, message from Spirit. Anything else? All right, one moment. Not to fear of the future, and many of you are not. The idea is to heal the fear of those who are fearful, though. And some are just going to hold on to it no matter what. But you also have to accept that, and not hold that against them. That does help in your ascension process, because some are just like, if only you would just not be scared, everything would be better for everyone. They have to be what they are, and you have to let them be that way. That's all part of individual ascension energies. Yes, many of you are connecting to your higher selves and beyond that. Yes, you realize your earth is going to a strange vibration, little by little, as it is getting to know its fourth dimensional self once again. And so those of you who are feeling different, is you're allowing more of the fourth dimensional energies to connect to you, and you're assisting it for a positive timeline to become more bright, more filled with light, more understanding for others to awaken. Right now it's going through an awakening energy to awaken others. Some are having difficulties with that because they're focused on, yes, on their entertainment side or their depression side, or yes, work also. All of this is done in a way to distractions from you. The true you has not been fully brought up for a good reason. It is, yes, a small group of humans on this world. Yes, a small percentage, you can say. It's done all by design. But you are, yes, reconnecting to the Lemurian and Atlantean energies, reactivating yourselves, becoming responsible again for your earth. Not to say you're not responsible at the time, but also taking back your power to empower your earth, so Mother Earth can heal and go back to her old ways of a peaceful world. But at this time, yes, to just connect to what you feel like connecting to, because you are transmuting this earth into a new vibration. It just, you are all still adapting. But yes, as for patience, we're assisting. Many of us run out of their patience. What we ask is for more patience, basically. Because when this happens, it won't just be a few of you receiving these transitions, changes. It will be many of you. So, that's all we have at this time. Blessings to you all. Alright, blessings everyone. Have a great night.